That's the greatest. I know. I'm small-minded.
No,
No, but I feel like
It is the After Party podcast. We're all here. Look at that. We got a room full. There's Gandhi, and there's Straight Nate, and Scotty B is always here, and there's Danielle and Scary, and that's it. That's us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. As usual, Gandhi has questions.
It's the story of my life.
You're always so curious.
I am. Whenever anyone tells me anything, I always have 17 follow-up questions about it, which I can't imagine what it would have been like when I was a little kid and they ask all the questions anyway. Oh, God bless my parents. But these questions have to do with us in the room and getting to know each other better. So I'm very torn because there are 4 good ones, so I'm just going to go in order. We were talking about this a little bit off the air, and I asked Nate and Danielle if you could say what is the best place on earth. Where is that?
I've got a couple different ones. That's my problem.
The one that first popped into my head, Elvis, I know you've been there, Hawaii. It is, if you've never been to Hawaii, it is, as I imagine it to be, as close to heaven as you can get without being in heaven. It is beautiful, the smells, the scent, everything, the
Hot
vibe.
people. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hawaiian people are so sexy.
Oh, you love the Hawaiians.
Oh, I sure do. Absolutely.
Your favorite island is kind of like Capokia.
Yes. Absolutely. So when we were talking about it, my place wasn't necessarily a place. But when I think about the best place on earth, I think about how I feel in that place. And I said it would be sitting around a campfire with my best friends. That's when I feel the happiest. And I feel like it's the best absolute place to be. Like, I don't want to be somewhere else. Or if I'm with my parents, whenever I go to my parents' house, my mom makes chai in the morning and we sit outside and watch all the animals and just talk. And I love that. Like, that feels like the best place to me.
That is a place.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Okay.
that's a
Then
place.
those are my
Definitely.
places.
Yeah.
May I give you mine?
Yes.
Yes.
My home. I love being home more than any place on earth.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's good.
That's
truly
a
do.
gift.
It's just being home to me is just, I love it. I relax. It has everything around me that I love.
Yeah.
I've surrounded myself with the things I love and the people I love when they're here. And second to that, Italy.
Yes.
Let's move. And then Greece. Maybe Greece and Italy, but home number one,
Hell
without
yeah.
doubt.
Do you, in your home, do you have a specific place that you like the best?
Oh, no, the whole thing. That's what I
Okay.
like about the house. What I love about this house is I can just go from different rooms to from rooms to rooms, and then maybe outside. They're all places where I have a different me. I'm a different me in different rooms.
I love your
Aw, that's
backyard.
nice.
Wow.
I'm obsessed with your backyard.
The backyard is one of my
perfect.
favorites
Yeah.
right now, especially during summer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
See, I feel that it's places that I've heard of that I want to go, like Bali, the Maldives, or Fiji. But you only know what you know. So I don't know those places. So I could imagine that they're great. But for me, places I've been, I want to be in Palm Beach, Florida. I think that's the greatest place on earth.
All right,
It
that's
really
fair.
is.
That's fair.
Because there's so much going on there. It's easily accessible to other parts of Florida, and it's drivable. It's in the United States. I'm comfortable there. You know, can't afford to live there, but
No.
you know, that's the greatest. I know. I'm small-minded.
No.
No, but I feel like I
Not at
am.
all.
It's your place.
I am too, because I feel the most like me in New York City. Like, I just feel like that's my place. That's my heart, is in Manhattan in New York City. But I love England, and I'd love to live there, and I feel very happy and content there. And then also in Walt Disney World. I could probably live in Walt Disney World. I could just walk around.
I could see you there.
Become a character, a fly
could
on
see
the
you
wall.
Living on Main Street.
Yes,
USA.
totally. I'd sell balloons. I'd be very happy.
What about Scotty?
Oh, well, I'm with Skiri. I can only judge by places that I have been to.
Yeah.
I believe Hawaii probably is beautiful, but it was horrible when I went there.
Oh,
so
God.
I'm going to go ahead and say Park City, Utah, because that's probably one of the nicest, most beautiful trips I've ever taken in my entire
It's
life.
gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
Park City
there.
is stunning.
Yeah.
It really is. It's underrated as well.
I think I'm
I
going to do
think.
a week at Christmas in Park City
Oh.
because that's Brandon's favorite place, too. He
Wow.
loves it. Yeah.
Really?
Loves it.
Wanna
And
go there.
Scary, you know what? If you already are in love with Bali, even though you haven't been there, you should go. You should go see what it's all about. I loved it.
Yeah,
I
these
thought it
are
was
on my
pretty
list.
amazing.
Oh, man. Oof. My God. Nate.
I'm waiting for you to call on me, Elvis.
Here it comes.
Yes, Nate.
Well, okay, so the point I wanted to make here as well is, Gandhi, myself, and you, Elvis, are the 3 here right now that basically grew up somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we've discovered other places that we've lived, right? I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania, and, if I never left there, I'd think that is home for me. Like, that's home. But having moved around, I realized that's not really home anymore, even though that's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I feel like for you, would you ever move back to Texas?
No.
Yeah.
No. I love Texas, but no. My home is in the Northeast. I live here.
Yeah. I feel like there's a home for everybody that they just haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like with that, I've kind of been struggling with this lately. Not necessarily in a bad way, but I don't know if I have home. Like, there's no place that feels like home to me. Of course, with certain people, you feel like you're at home with those people, and that's great.
Yeah.
But when I go to the places I grew up, that does not feel like home at all anymore. Also, this doesn't necessarily feel like home either. I still feel new here.
Yeah.
So I don't really know when people would say, where's home base? I'm not sure. I guess wherever my family is, I'll just call it that.
You feel
weird.
something's missing if you can't really say you're tethered to a certain place that you call home?
No, not at all.
Yeah. And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of my mother-in-law right now. So she's got this life where she originally they bought a boat, sold a house, took the boat from England, drove it to the River Thames, wound up in France, right? Then they wound up just living on the houseboat and buying properties and flipping them, okay? So that was her life. Insane. And they would pull up to restaurants on the boat all the time. On Christmas, we would go and spend Christmas on the boat, driving around with the big tree on the boat. It was amazing.
Oh.
Then she sold the boat and bought one of the houses that she flipped. She bought the house and kept it. Now, she's a month here, a month there. She's in Spain for a month. She just picked up with her other half and went to Spain for a month.
That's the life we should all be
This is
living.
the life.
Wow.
She has the life. I'm like, damn.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
amazing life.
What a
And
great-
she doesn't have a lot of stuff. She's very minimalist, because which is the way to be. Seriously.
That was a great question. I love that question.
Oh, good.
And we loved it so much that we don't have time for any more questions.
Okay.
Yay!
But that means we got to come back and do more questions. Anyway, that was pretty awesome.